There are so many genuinely terrible people within the gaming industry, and they constantly are hired as community managers. And right now, we have the Halo Studios senior CM implying gamers are racist after simply questioning their DEI policies. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, just 2 weeks ago, we were all talking about the 343 rebrand to Halo Studios, and we were simply doing our research on who is at the company, if they've hired anybody new, and we did look into their chief of staff, and apparently were racist for simply raising questions about this individual and bringing up public web pages. This is a That Park Place article. It says Halo Studios senior community manager John Junazek implied that gamers are racist after a number of them began raising questions regarding a number of the company's employees' embrace of identity politics. Now, of course, raising a question should not mean that you are racist, sexist, homophobic, somist, or phobe. You are simply asking questions. If they felt confident in their list of employees, in their policies, they wouldn't care. They would say, okay, I mean, if you don't want to support our company, sure, that's fine, but these are the best people for the job. But they never do that. Instead, they just throw insults at us. He posted to X, in nearly a decade of serving in a public-facing role in gaming, I've never had my passion or work experience questioned due to my race, religion, gender, etc. The problem right there is the fact that you have been in the industry for a decade. A decade ago, the gaming industry was significantly different than it is now. Gamergate 1 was only just starting. We have seen a shift in society in totality. In a decade, we have seen companies in all different types of industries embracing identity politics, embracing DEI policies, and it has been extremely prominent within gaming over the past decade. So yeah, of course you have not been questioned, and sure, he's just trying to chalk it up to him being a white man, but if we did not think you were the best person for the job, we would also be sitting here and criticizing you. I'm not sitting here criticizing just black people or women. I'm criticizing anybody who is a generally terrible person or boasts about DEI and how they got hired because of it. The problem with her is that not only does she have flags everywhere and rainbows everywhere and putting your pronouns everywhere, but she's never been a big part of the gaming industry, which is why people initially questioned who she was. It's not like she's, a Todd Howard and we're going, oh my God, we know who he is. That's why people are questioning, but instead they're just chalking it up to racism. Not even after game delays or server outages, and when I'm out on the front lines as the bearer of bad news. Sadly, it's no secret that my experience is far different than many game developers, especially when compared to devs that happen to come from marginalized communities. This contrast shows that we all have work to do continuing making gaming and games development a better space for people to do their best work. I think that this is funny because these people constantly say, we are being racist for criticizing a black person or a woman of color. But if you have 100 roles, right? You have 100 positions at a company, and 99 of them are filled with women or people of color, and we criticize this company, we criticize anybody in those 99 positions, we're seen as racist or sexist or bigoted. That's what happens when you hire more diverse people. You are not just hiring, as they say, white, straight men. When you're hiring all different sorts of people and we criticize a project, it's just criticism. At the end of the day, if you do not want us to criticize your products, you have to be making 10 out of 10s. You have to be making every move perfectly, all the time, making amazing content, and we know that that's just not the way that the gaming industry works. These people put in the least amount of effort possible, but then instead of just saying, hey, we created a bad product, or yeah, sure, maybe this person isn't the best for the job, you're allowed to criticize them, it's always using them as shields for criticism instead of us just criticizing it's you're racist or sexist. He also said, of course, I appreciate how supportive our community has been over the years, and I'm glad to see it continue to this day. Now, you might think, wow, he's putting his opinion out there, and sure, he's definitely gonna let people discuss this, right? No, he decided to lock the replies so only accounts he follows or mentions can reply, and there's only 20 replies here, of course, patting him on the back, saying, more of this, please, and actually in action, not just words. Yes, yes, and more yes. Love is better than hate. Will always try to do my part of the kind, sending love and light to everyone at Halo Studios. I mean, I'm sorry, this is super cringy. You're seriously going around calling gamers, the very people you need to swipe their credit card so you can continue to have a job, racist and sexist simply because we question this person who, yes, does promote her pronouns, has flags everywhere, puts political statements everywhere. I mean, we are sitting here looking at somebody who, yes, does seemingly represent everything wrong in the gaming industry. She does not seem like a real gamer. She just seems like somebody who Microsoft decided, you know what? This person looks like she's going to fill our DEI quota of the day. I mean, Microsoft is, of course, an extremely woke company, so I can't be shocked that they'd choose a chief of staff like this. But of course, the moment people research and question this chief of staff's background and why people who have no history of running a company are doing so, or disagree with DEI initiatives, are major reasons why people get jobs, they imply that we are bigots. And you're saying that we are questioning this person and their background and we're being bigots, yet we are simply referencing her LinkedIn, which is public information. It's not like we are trying to dig up her past and we're trying to find other jobs she had that are not linked here. That's not the case, but instead, we're just called terrible people. And because he decided to make this post calling us all ists and locking down the replies, there are tons of people saying, no, this is absolutely ridiculous. And you are the terrible person, not us. I don't know what game he is referring to, but this is the natural and logical consequence of DEI/affirmative action. If people were hired based on competency alone, people wouldn't question their competency based on their identity. 100%. And there's memes saying, shut the F up. Typical community manager, make some public statement and then disable replies except for his friends. He's complaining about the massive customer pushback against the woke and incompetent activists Microsoft has hired to lead Halo Studios. Yeah, I mean, we have seen so many community managers melt down and attack gamers over the past couple of months alone, and it doesn't look like that is going to stop anytime soon. They cannot accept the fact that we are willing to speak with our wallets and that we are not buying their BS anymore, that we are researching products and who is behind these products and how they feel about gamers. And there are tons of gamers who are not going to buy games made by people or led by people who say F you constantly and belittle us, and in this case, calling us racist or sexist or homophobic. So I will be keeping my eye on this situation to see if he makes another response crying and apologizing for his privilege, or if he tries to attack gamers yet again. But for now, that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.